So, who here has read Chicka Chicka Boom Boom? And if you have read it, what is it about? But don't ruin the surprise for the rest of our students in the class. And if you haven't read it, could you give me some guesses about what you think it's about? Now, this book was written by Bill Martin Jr. and John Archibald. When a book says by and gives the names, those are the authors. And an author is someone that writes a story. And then below that, it says illustrated by Louise L. Hurt. Now, when something says illustrated by, what do you think of when you hear the word illustrate? It's kind of a big word, but does anything come to mind? Now, illustrate means pictures and drawing. So an illustrator is someone who draws pictures. Now, when we read this book, I want you to think about the words in the story. What our focus is today is rhyming. And rhyming is when two words sound alike at the end. So if I were to say the word mat, like a doormat, and I were to say, now what word rhymes with mat? I would say cat, because they both have that AT on the end. When we're reading this, I want you to look at the words on the pages and think about which words rhyme. Here we have again just the title of our book and the illustrator and the author. Now once again, who's the author and who's the illustrator? A told B and B told C, I'll meet you at the top of the coconut tree. Whee! Said D to E to F to G. I'll beat you to the top of the coconut tree. Chicka chicka boom boom, will there be enough room? Here comes H of the coconut tree. Now, here we have two words, boom and room. Do those two words sound alike to you? And if so, why do they sound alike? That's right, they both have the same ending. If you put your finger over B and the R, they have that same ending. It looks like oom, O-O-M. So those two words rhyme together. And I and J and tag along K, all on their way up the coconut tree. Chicka chicka boom boom, will there be enough room? Look who's coming, L-M-N-O-P. Now who can tell me what words rhyme on this page? Exactly, boom and room, those same two words, they still rhyme. Let's keep going. And Q-R-S and T-U-V. Still more in W-X-Y-Z. The whole alphabet of the, oh no. Chicka chicka boom boom. What does it look like here? Are the letters still in the tree? No, they all fell out. Skit, scat, scoodle, doot, flip, flop, flee. Everybody running to the coconut tree. Mamas and papas and uncles and aunts hug their little dears, then dust their pants. Now let's look at this page. What words rhymed? I'll read it again. Skit, scat, scoodle, doot, flip, flop, flee. Everybody running to the coconut tree. Now in those three sentences, what word rhymed with the other? Right, flea and tree. And they rhymed because they have that same ending. They both end with E, 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 E. So it gives that word a sound of E, like flea and tree. They rhyme. Now let's finish. Mamas and papas and uncles and aunts hug their little dears, then dust their pants. Now, what words sound the same in those sentences? Was it uncles and hug, deers and dust, or ants and pants? Right, it was ants and pants because they both sound the same at the end. When two words sound the same at the end, it makes them rhyming words, so they rhyme together. What other word rhymes with pants? Can we think of another word? Plants, right, because they have the same ending sound. Help us up, cried A, B, C. Next from the pile up, skin knee D and stubbed toe E and patched up F, then comes G, all out of breath. H is tangled up with I, J and K are about to cry. J is knotted like a tie. Now on this page, there's two words on here that are rhyming words. Even though they're not spelled the same at the end, they still sound the same at the end. Now let's think about what words. Could it be tangled and knotted? With and like? Or cry and tie? Who thinks it's cry and tie? Exactly, because they sound the same at the end of the word. They both have that I sound, like cry and tie. M is looped, N is stooped, O is twisted, alley-oop. Skit, scat, scoodle-doot, flip, flop, flee. Now who can tell me what words rhyme on this page? You're right, looped and stooped. They have the same ending and they're almost spelled the same way too. Look who's coming, it's Black-Eyed P, QRS, and Loose-Tooth T. Then UVW, wiggle, jiggle, free. Last to come, XYZ. And the sun goes down on the coconut tree. But chicka, chicka, boom, boom, look, there's a full moon. A is out of bed, and this is what he said. Dare, double dare, you can't catch me. I'll beat you to the top of the coconut tree. Chicka, chicka, boom, boom. Now, there's another word. There's two words that rhyme on this page. And they're actually bed and said. Because what? They sound the same at the end. There are a lot of words that rhyme with each other, and it's super important to remember that if a word rhymes, it'll sound the same at the end of its word.